Hi, preschool. Well, it's time to talk about some trees. Now, our weather hasn't been completely cooperating, so bear with me on this video of our tree experiment. So we are going to talk about the differences of trees, and we've got three trees and some seeds waiting to be planted. Now you can see right here, can you see in front of my potting soil? There is a yummy, yummy grapefruit. That is one of my favorite treats. And inside a grapefruit are seeds. And I have planted those seeds. I planted a lemon seed. And then I planted some oranges, and this is what has happened. Now let's talk a little bit more about these plants, okay? Now, this one is definitely the tallest one, the biggest one. In fact, he is actually taller than I am, and that is because he is 35 years old. In fact, he's probably older than some of your parents. Indeed, he is 35 years old. So he's definitely the biggest of the orange trees or the citrus trees. All of these are called citrus because they can make things like lemons and oranges and grapefruits. Now, this guy right here, he's a little bit smaller, isn't he? He's not in quite as big a pot either because he is only 5 years old. In fact, that's probably how old some of you are, 5 years old. Now, let's see if we can take a look, without it being too windy, at these guys right here. Do you see these trees? These little lemon trees are only 3 months old. Oh my goodness. And guess what? Do you think there are any seeds in there? Not yet. I took my super good potting soil and I put it into a container, and I'm going to plant some of these yummy grapefruit seeds. So I opened up the grapefruit and I ate it for my snack. And inside the grapefruit are the seeds. Do you see them? So I want to take these seeds and I'm going to put them into the soil right there. Now, should they sit there on the top? No, we want to push them gently, not too deep, just so they're covered into the soil. Now, we don't want to smush it down. We don't want to smash it because they're going to have to wiggle their way out and grow, right? But if you remember, we read a story earlier about plants can't sit still. And do you remember what they need? They need sunshine. Woo! We got sunshine. They need a place to grow. Well, we just put him in the soil, the place to grow, right? And he needs some water. So let's take our watering can and give him a little drink. There we go. And now we wait. We'll have to wait and wait and wait. And in a couple of weeks, we would see if he's going to grow like these lemon trees did. And a fun thing we can do is mark today. Now, we remember today is Arbor Day, so it's April 24th. We're going to remember we planted a tree on Arbor Day. And so we can mark on the calendar how many days it takes for him to sprout. And then one of the cool and fun things we could do is take a ruler, and as he starts growing, we can mark how much taller he is growing. You see here, we could mark how tall these trees are and see if they're going to keep growing and they get taller and taller and taller. But now remember I said this one is 5 years old, just like you. Now is it going to be a good example on measuring how tall he is? But can you tell the difference between 3 months and 5 years? What's the big difference? Do you see a difference? On this one, you can actually count how many leaves he has. 1, 2, 3. And the taller one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves. Look how many leaves this plant has, this tree has. So many more leaves. What kind of observations can you make between the seed we just planted, the one that is 3 months old, the one that is 5 years old, and the one that is 35 years old? Look how tall he is. Now, do you notice the trunk of his tree? See, can you compare my finger? See how it is different? See that? Now we can go over to the one that is 5 years old. Now see his trunk? Can you compare that to my finger? It is very hard to see, isn't it? There it is. See? My finger covers his whole trunk. Whereas the big one, on the one that is much older, is just a little part of the trunk, isn't it? And of course this one, these guys don't even have much of a trunk yet. In fact, you could see how much they were blowing in the wind. So we have our tree planted for today on Arbor Day, and we're going to keep making observations, and hopefully he will have sprouted by the time school is out for summer. So today we have our trees that are, big, medium, and small. And we can't count our seed because there's none at all right now. We can't wait to see how well our seed grows. And I apologize for my video taking. I'd hoped to do this more outside, but the wind is so windy, I wanted you to be able to hear as well as see. There you see my assistant is guarding the tree, the older tree, the big tree, the medium tree, and the small tree. Very nice. Go ahead and see what you can observe, and maybe if you've got an orange or you've got a grapefruit or a lemon at home, you too could plant a tree for Arbor Day. Good luck.